tastes good. Okay. Should be about time.
So we're down to 1 minute, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to.
It's fun.
Okay, the theme's playing.
That's our intro.
Okay. It is so good to be back here at the Family Music School, Family Music Center. What we're calling it both, aren't we, Mark? Family Music School and Family Music Center. Yes, formerly. I love this place. It's just got such a good feel to it. And during the Midnight Madness show, everybody's sitting around asking Mike questions and talking to Mike. There's a certain intimacy here, and then don't anybody go to a bad place with that word, because it's a good word. A musical intimacy that can't be duplicated anywhere else. But glad to be back here, and what a show that was. What's been going on here in the past week? Mark's got his he's eating. Are you eating peanuts? Because that's what I have.
No, you brought in that banana bread, and fantastic, whoever made that. Randy's got a snack. No, we're still kind of remodeling, trying to bring in stuff, trying to take out stuff. If you come to the Family Music School right now, you're going to go, oh, they're having a yard sale. Unfortunately, kind of, but not really. Most of the stuff will be for sale, but right now we just got to get it rearranged and put up in price. We got so much stuff that's here. Our problem right now is there's a lot of stuff that's up front that's not for sale, that's memorabilia stuff that I got, yeah. No, you can't have the Beatles poster. What, for $1.99 online, I think you can get that same poster. Hey, no, see, Jerry went to school with Skinner. You can take the Skinner. Yeah, you can sign it.
Yes.
That'd be
That's
cool.
great.
Yeah, what a wonderful guest we had at the Midnight Madness show. Now you got two, and I've been listening to the credits as you were talking about them. Fantastic artists coming up. So let me get right off here. But if you want to come down to the Family Music School, we're here kind of later on in the afternoons. We're doing lessons. We teach 22 different types of instruments here. So if you want to sign up for lessons, we do guitar and banjo and all kinds of stuff, from trumpet to saxophone to flute to drums to hand percussion to vocals. So come on down and check us out. We'll get you hooked up. But let me get back to the real talent of the show here. Let's get back to Mr. Randy, Rockin' Randy.
Well, I wouldn't know that. The real talent, with all the talent in this room, Mr. J. Thomas sitting next to us. My gosh, now what do we owe this view of being here? Now, that was the one day I'm extremely late for the group ride. J. Thomas shows up. What's wrong with this picture? I'm here all the time. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but I just know that we missed you, and we sat there and said we wanted to get that song finished before you got here.
That's right. Well, y'all almost did that. My gosh, actually, yeah, it's a great tune, great tune. I was just let out of jail, and I had to go for my monthly checkup, to make sure. Mental health evaluation, right? Yeah, but oh gosh, but no, we got some talent here, and I love this lady. I've been friends with her for 3, 4, 5 years now. And I was trying to remember, where did we meet? We haven't met, but we met on Facebook.
We're friends.
I'm up early Sunday morning a couple of months ago, and I'm listening to the Music City Roots show on, I think it's 89.5 at Murfreesboro. And I hear this, I'm cranking it up, and I hear this awesome voice, bluesy voice, and Lisa Oliver Gray. I thought, whoa, I know her. I know I've got to have her on the show. And Lordy, she said yes. That's awesome. So yes, she said yes, and she's here tonight, Miss Elisa Gray and Adam Frewer. I'm saying your name right.
Honored to be here.
Okay.
Yes.
Adam, I'm scatterbrained here sometimes, so am I saying your name right? Because I do not want to go the whole show saying your name wrong.
That's
gosh.
wonderful.
Oh,
Yes.
man. Well, this is, I'm going to actually, I'm actually going to, you have a fantastic CD, and I brought it with me, and actually left it over there. It's called, what is it? What's dedicated? Oh, gosh, there it is. Dedicated to Love.
You start playing it.
What names on this CD? Leroy Parnell, Tommy Womack, Real Kimbrough. You are a Kentucky gal. You hooked up with some major players, and you're so humble about it. You're awesome. These people are awesome. What brought all of you together, including with Adam tonight?
Well, being from Kentucky, I went to Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green.
Toppers, yeah.
And I met, well, I snuck into bars and saw some people like Sheila Lawrence, who's from Kentucky, who's a great singer, who sings with Brenda Lee. And then Bill Lloyd from Foster and Lloyd. They all let us hang around. Jonelle Mosser, John Cowan, Sam Bush. Should I go on?
My
I mean,
gosh, that's a who's
Bowling
who.
Green just had everybody, and that
Yeah.
was back in the 80s.
Wow.
And I just sort of hung around like a little sister that wouldn't go away. So, and then I met Tommy in college, and we hooked up about, I've been singing with him for about 15 years.
Wow.
And he has always been a special friend who brought me along to every great thing he did. So I guess when you show up, you better just do your best.
You better
That's
do
all
it.
you, and then if somebody likes you, they'll bring you right back.
Well, since you worked with and played gigs with gosh, a who's who that we were even talking about outside here, right up until just a few weeks ago. Are there any nerves that, hey, this is who I'm singing with, or is it does it get better over time? This is just my buddy Tommy, and we've been working together for years.
I still have nerves. I have them right now looking at y'all.
Gosh.
Because
That's because of the recent restraining orders and stuff, but that's all right.
Yeah, if you did background checks, that's
think,
why. Yeah.
I think if you don't, I think the thing that I do mostly, a friend of mine, John Jackson, who's played with Bob Dylan, a great guitar player, and I just said, hey, Joan Osborne, you're playing with her. If she needs a Kentucky sister to sing some harmony, I'm available. And sure enough, I was down there,
Yeah.
and I looked over and I was like, oh my gosh,
That
Joan
was
Osborne.
recently, yeah.
It was, and I just those kinds of things. I just basically go, thank you God, and move on. Just that's what I got going on. So
That is. Well, before we heard your first song, David had brought up something. David Graham's in the house. David's
whoop
got
whoop.
15,000
Yeah.
million cuts here.
He's
But the names we just named off, those are pretty much, well, in some circles they're considered rockers. Tommy and the other names, Will and everybody. But you pointed out it's Americana, which
Yes.
sometimes there's a fine line in Americana and rockers. But what is, when you were working with them, you being a country, well, you seem to have a lot of blues influence with you. What usually comes out when you and, let's say you and Tommy Womack working together? Is it a certain type of song, or is there a lot of different types of song when you and he?
I think it's kind of a certain type of song because he is a really brilliant writer, and I still get nervous when I walk in the room, and you don't know what's going to come out of his mouth anytime if you know him at all.
That's like Jason Adams.
Yeah, and so you sort of sit down. Usually, whenever I come to Tommy or whoever, I'm prepared with an idea. I just feel like I can't walk in and go, oh, what's going to fall in my head? I just can't do that. I've got to go in there with something, and he'll usually just take it, and sometimes it'll be as simple as, well, I love that chorus line. Let's take that last word off. You're all songwriters here.
That's the joy.
It's
of
the
doing it.
magic, and well, I think we did something good today, and we
Yes.
go on about our way, and that's where the joy.
I love
That's
it.
where the joy comes in, right there.
Well,
so.
I'm bursting at the seams, yes, for some music. Well, I went outside and you guys were practicing before the show, and it sounded like a record was playing. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Awesome stuff. How about?
Because of
kick us-
Adam Fleur.
All right.
Jeff's like, what was that chord again?
Yeah, can it sound like
I
vinyl?
just learned that chord yesterday.
Oh, yes. Well, knowing
don't
people like you
expect
make
to-
me look good, so I want them to hear how good you are.
Well, this is actually a song that I wrote with Tommy. So. We gotta help. We gotta help each other. We gotta grow. Grow a little more. We gotta learn. Live together. We gotta love more. We gotta grow, grow a little more. We gotta learn, live together. We gotta love more. That's for sure. We gotta help each other. We gotta grow, yes. Grow a little more. We gotta learn to live together. We gotta love more. That's for sure. We gotta love more. That's for sure. We gotta love more. That's for sure.
Lisa Gray, Nashville night. I love that. Now, do you go to Lisa Oliver Gray like on Facebook
You
or just
call
Lisa
me
Gray?
just Lisa Gray's fine. On Facebook,
gonna
I'm
call you
Lisa
freaking
Oliver Gray.
Oh, freaking fabulous!
Call
after
my
that.
friend.
That's awesome. My gosh,
You can call me
I
friend.
love it.
Thank
You know,
you,
and I
sir.
love the message in that song. That
Thank you.
your CD is dedicated to love. It's just such a mixed bag, and I love that. Mr. Bob McCaffrey, you're heading out, brother. All right, well, we'll love you, man. I love you. And
Nice to meet you, sir.
I love dedicated to love because we were talking about outside. You know, thank you so much for sending that to me. When I got it in the mail, I was like, yeah,
Sure.
cool. You know, I know you're going to do some new stuff tonight, which is awesome. But if anybody wants to check this out, go to Reverb Nation. You can hear some great music. My Pretty song, it sounds very traditional, like a female Dwight Yoakam song, or in
We're
that
gonna
kind of
do that
vein.
one.
Oh gosh! And then right after that, or soon after that, you got "You Can't Make Me," which is just pure blues type of just really. Really good message to it on that song too. My personal favorite. And I love the whole CD, but I love this song. It's almost is it anthemic? Am I saying the right word? You know?
I think so.
I don't
Sounds
know.
good to me.
It's
You
an
Can't Make Me?
anthem. It's the last track on the album. Everybody Wants to Be Loved. And
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh, I love that song.
That was written by the great Tom Littlefield and Tommy Womack.
Oh, wow.
Tommy Womack. Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
gosh, that's amazing.
It is a
Seriously.
great
It's a
song.
great album.
I
Seriously.
actually sang on the demo of that with those guys, and I'm like, okay, everybody wants to be loved. The universal truth.
Yes.
Everybody does. I
Oh,
mean, it's pretty simple.
and
But it seemed appropriate for the first track.
Oh wow!
Mhm.
Yeah, and what's amazing about that too is that's one that that I was singing along with before the end of the first chorus. So
That's
we
great.
didn't even wait till the second one. It was like wow, kind of brings to mind what was the song? Was it When Will I Be Loved?
Oh.
That type of thing. That
One of my
you
favorites.
start to sing it immediately. But,
Sure.
you
that's
are
great.
a
Thank you.
Kentucky gal, Kentucky sister.
Kentucky sister.
What
Mhm.
oh well, gosh, just talent all over that state, everywhere.
Well, I come from a musical family. My mom and dad sang in church my whole life. I think I did my first solo when I was 5 at church, and I was not scared. I loved it.
What
but
was the song?
it was Jesus Loves Even Me, which is different than Jesus Loves Me.
Wow.
If you know anything about old hymns, Jesus loves even me.
That's very
was a good
cool.
one.
Yeah, so you weren't nervous at all from the get
I wasn't then, but then I grew up and went, "What was I thinking?" So I don't know. But
Sometimes
really,
that's taught to us, isn't it?
I
Yeah,
think-
we're
yeah,
told to
it
be
is.
afraid of things, and
That's
when kids are fearless.
we are fearless.
Yeah,
And then, but I think everybody may agree in this room that once you're out there, it's all bets are off.
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable up there than I do sitting out in the crowd
Exactly.
because you're just like, well, I'm here now. I'm gonna do it.
Exactly. Hey, we got awesome Andy Parton here. Andy, I'm sorry.
Andy, hi,
I
Andy.
didn't even introduce you because you and Jerry was. I think you had your head on Jerry's shoulder or something.
Well,
right?
I think his
Yeah.
arm was on my forehead there for a minute.
Well, awesome
On
Andy
my
Parton is in the house.
shoulder.
Glad you're here. Man, you're looking good. Oh, well, yeah, well, I would have done that for you. You're all deodorant. But hey, Andy, you look great. I love the tan. Some pictures, Andy looks a lot like Vince Gill. And if we can get that look perfected,
He
we're,
really
we're,
does.
We're
Me
hitting
too.
Nashville.
Thank you very much.
And I'm gonna charge like $10 a picture. Hey, y'all want your picture with Vince Gill here? So, That would be
Good
awesome.
business.
Yeah.
Business mind, Randy.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Hey, Andy's got a question. I can just feel it. It's almost like he's nibbling at me here. Awesome, Andy Parton. What you got?
Andy Parton.
As Brandy was mentioning, basically, when you are in that position where it's time to perform, it's almost like a light switch just comes on. And some people have that instinct, and being brought up in church and singing in a choir, you're in front of an audience, and you're really singing from your heart because you're singing for the Lord.
That's right.
But for some reason, I think that where music comes from within and you draw on that, it kind of at one moment it's like a well. It's for someone like you, the joy starts right then. It's almost like God says, "Bam, here," and for you the light switch comes on.
That's exactly right.
When you were performing at Music City Roots, there was that for you probably one of the biggest stages that you had performed on,
Yeah,
considering
what was
where
that
you
like?
were.
You were
'Cause,
awesome.
that there is unique because it does cater to your style of music, Americana, and of course with Jim Lauderdale. I mean, who else? And of
That
course
guy's
with
pretty good.
the station there at Middle Tennessee State University, WMOT.
Oh,
You
it's
just
so
got
great.
it's great.
Jesse Scott.
So for that experience, and was that probably one of those that really for you thought, oh, the light switch really kicked on, and and you fed on that.
I couldn't believe it. Actually, I felt great as a solo because most of the time I'm on the side, which I love because I love singing harmony. If you were in my family, if you didn't get a part, you weren't singing. So that was just a natural thing. So but that night had doing my own stuff, having a great band, and we were on the show with Jamie Johnson. And
I did not mention that. That's
yeah,
where you
and
were.
it was amazing, and yeah, it was just that was a wonderful night. And yes, it's when you look out at that crowd, and they just love, they're just soaking up every act, and they're all different, that come in. And I think that night I was like, wow, I get the complete take back from them. So you're exactly right.
Well,
My
you
light
sounded-
switch my light switch flicked on, and they were there with the love. Oh, good,
Yeah.
good, thanks.
Well, you sounded fantastic.
Yes.
Well,
Ellen,
thank
seriously,
you. Well, luckily that was a good thing for me since I got to meet
Oh.
all of y'all.
Your first song there, I think, really kind of complements your style. You got to
Thank you.
grow together. You got to love together. It's sort of what Mike Dunbar, who was on the first show, he stated this, and it's just we're outside talking, and it's Nashville. It's how the songwriters
That's right.
together, the community,
Mm-hmm.
are here to support each other, and it's sort of the process itself. You're constantly learning from someone else.
Absolutely.
Whether it's in broadcasting right now or or on the other side of the
Mhm.
spectrum, you're constantly learning something, something new.
And if you're
and-
you're not doing it right.
And I like
That's
what
right.
you
right.
mentioned.
That's right.
What you
If you're
said,
not learning
yes.
anything, you're not doing it right.
And what you
right.
said earlier was a really good point. You can't wait for the mood just to happen to write. You have to be persistent. And that and what you said kind of highlights the difference between being an amateur and being a professional, because you said, okay, I know I've got this right here, but as soon as I get with someone, they're going to critique me. I'm going to go right back to it and go at it. Because you just can't sit around waiting for a mood to hit you and here comes the inspiration. No, God
Yeah, but
plants a seed for the
That's-
words.
That's right. And that's what happened
You
with this. I had that whole chorus when I walked in.
Wow.
So, because we have a nonprofit, and my husband, and there's a bunch of us, and we're all volunteers, and we're called Cheryl's List, and we help people who have transitioned from homelessness with furniture, and we fundraise for brand new beds.
Fantastic.
So
Yeah.
that's where that stemmed from. We've been doing that for about 3.5 years, and we just helped 15 Congolese immigrant families that each had 5 to 7 kids. They all have brand new beds and furniture. And if we don't do it, we can't wait on anybody else. We're just going to have to work in our little corner of the world, and
That's
that's what we're doing.
I love it.
That's
I
what
love
we're
it.
trying to do, and that's what that song is about. Because it's just, to me, it's if we don't help each other.
And that's where
indirectly.
everything it does cause a ripple effect.
It does.
Andy, hang on to that for a second. We got a few check-ins right quick before we forget and we miss Andrea Holman, Miranda Miller, Wayne Black and Vonda Burris and Miss Judy Sarton, our loyal listener out in Oklahoma, had surgery. So she is.
Hope she's
she's
recovering well.
recovering, so she didn't get to go
Good.
home today. But hope you're listening, Judy. We love you. Go ahead, Andy.
I just had a moment there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I apologize. Just kind of went blank there for a minute. But one thing that when you're working with a homeless that you can't escape is who you're helping at that present time will affect someone else. And indirectly, what you were doing there with your project was really helping another generation come out of
That's right.
a situation. You don't know how much more you propelled those children by what you were doing, because
I hope so.
they see that, you know.
That's the
And
hope.
I can attest to this myself, because my friend who pastors in Kentucky, it was a foster child. Him and his sister with MS, and his other two, you know, orphaned early. Their mother died of cancer, and so, you know, what you're doing there, really, it's the children, it's that next generation.
Amen to that.
And
Amen
a lot
to
of
that. Thank you
vets,
so much,
a lot of vets
Andy.
too. We do Operation Stand Down. We work with a lot of vets, and we did 2 guys that were right across the hall from each other. Because if you think about it, there's a lot of guys that have been homeless for like 30 years.
Yeah,
They finally got a place. They don't have a thing.
and
You walk in there and you've left, and they go, "Wow, it really looks like a home."
That's it.
Bingo.
there's so many.
And somebody gives a picture. Somebody gives a box of dishes. But anyway,
There's so
that's
many
just-
things we can
I
do.
could preach about that all night. Listen,
I
we should
love
do
it. I
some-
love it. I
We
love
should do
it.
some songs.
I
And
love it.
Adam gave all when he got married.
Yeah.
He had a whole apartment full of now somebody sitting on his
Yeah,
couch.
yeah. See, and just the
It's easy.
the
Easy
little,
to do.
those important things are often overlooked. You know, you think you got to do this, all this great stuff to change the world, but now you can change somebody's world with helping them with getting to a place, get in the apartment. You know, and one person can influence many, and it turns out to influence the whole world.
That's the
It all
truth.
starts with us, just like the song was saying
That's
there.
right.
Producer Brian, if you're listening, since we got started late, after the song here, maybe around 9:15ish or so Central Time, we can take take that 9 o'clock break if you want to take it. Oh no, it's right. They're on commercials tonight. That's why we're still getting set. So disregard that, Miss Lisa.
We're just gonna play
Oliver
right
Gray.
through the commercials.
Hit us with
tonight,
another
Ira.
one, you and Mr. Adam here.
We get more
Yeah.
tonight, more music.
Well, I was just gonna say, it's another Gray Womack masterpiece. No, he had. Yeah, I had all the lyrics. It's about my mama and daddy and their faith. So, anyway, it's called Sheltered. Adam's cool. That's so cool. Play it again. When I was a baby, my mama rocked me in her arms. I was cradled, satisfied, nothing could do me no harm. A picture of purity was all that she could see. I was loved in my mama's arms. I was a little girl and Daddy would take me for a ride. He showed me the beauty of the Kentucky countryside. Taught me how to see with his heart and with his eyes. Lord, I remember those precious times. As I came of age, the world was changing all around me. Oh, yeah, the storms of life were raging. Not even mama, daddy could protect me. But I took the faith they gave me and I prayed along the way. Now I'm sheltered in the arms of Jesus today. He made the world in 7 days. He helped the blind to see. His love is powerful. He's the Prince of Peace. He can do it for you just like he's done it for me. His love can set you free. His love can set you free. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Lisa. Great. Nashville night. Oh, I love it. I love it.
That's a newer one.
Oh, gosh, I
Fun.
love that.
I wish you could hear. It sounds like old Billy Joe or something like that. The recorded version is really awesome.
Oh, this show is
I
starting.
think we
now.
just like
It's
just
great, great,
fun,
great.
fun stuff. So
Well, we got a couple people here checking in. Paul Brady says Lisa absolutely rocks. I agree with Paul. Don't y'all, Andy? And,
Hey,
and
Paul.
Oh, yes, yeah. And Susie Barton Rasmus says Lisa has the biggest heart for others. We've heard that. Yes.
Love
what,
you,
what y'all,
Suze.
what y'all got over there, Jerry? Andy, y'all
Jerry
cooking
was
something up?
talking about style of music just then.
Go ahead. Put Mr. Jerry J. Thomas on.
I was listening to
What
the,
an honor.
It's an honor on my part, believe me. But I was really listening to the music there, and yeah, you got such a sultry Mississippi. I like to call. I'm a Florida boy. I like to call it a sultry Mississippi swamp blues
I
sound.
like that. Yeah.
I'll take
And
You
that.
got the Mississippi.
take
in it.
that.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, the vocals you put was so sultry, and the words. It's just like
Thank you.
something that I won't say Skinner would have done,
Wow.
but it would be something along the lines of Ode to Billy Joe.
Wow.
And you got your unique sound right there, and that's your forte. And
Thank
I
you.
tell you what, I love the song, and your playing was just perfect.
Oh, it
I
was
was
great.
telling-
Adam
I was telling Andy in my head, you know,
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
produce a lot of people too.
Come
and
on in.
And in my head, I hear a good dobro just.
Oh,
rolls by.
yeah,
We love the
right?
dobro. Oh, gosh, yes.
Yes,
We
yes.
got a preview of that outside, Andy, didn't you? You were there when they were playing that outside, so I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
That was
We,
fun.
I
Thank
told
you.
her here it's like back porch picking. You know,
Oh, I love
the
it.
atmosphere.
I'm so comfortable. Thank you.
Oh.
I'm nervous usually.
Well,
I'm nervous.
well, let's jump back a little bit. You started
Yeah.
singing in church in Kentucky there.
Mhm.
So growing up, what kind of music were you around? Was it being from a
Oh.
musical family? Was it gospel? Was that the primary?
No, I was an AM radio junkie just like everybody else. I would go to sleep at night. I had one of those little mushroom radios from the 70s.
Ah,
I would in the summer, I couldn't hardly sleep to be afraid that I was going to miss one of my songs, you know? And were you like
I
that?
was like
Isn't
that,
that
you know,
great?
even through the 80s.
I
mean,
would
with,
put that
you know,
thing, I'd hide it
Yes,
under my
record
pillow
'em, yes,
and put
yes.
that thing under my ear. And my mom found that radio. I wish that thing still worked. Had a
Yeah.
little silver chain on it. It was yellow. But yeah, I mean, I just couldn't. I just loved it so much, and you know, and that's funny because now some of the things, like I sang "Nobody" by Sylvia. Sylvia is my friend. She's wonderful.
so you know Bobby Tomerlin too. probably.
Absolutely,
Gosh, one of my
yeah.
favorite writers.
He's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I
she's
want to meet Sylvia.
she's
darn
doing
it.
yes. Come on,
Yeah.
up. She's amazing, and we met through a different thing, through a women's breakfast club that we're both in, and we had a shared. She had lost her husband had lost a brother. I've lost a brother when he was real young with an accident, and we had a shared connection. And then somebody goes, "Do you know who that is?" And I said, "Sylvia." And I was like, "Sylvia?" Got my hairbrush back out. You're nobody. You know, I was like, I got to chill. But she and I volunteered a lot together and done house concerts. And she's done house concerts for Cheryl's List. And we have a big event coming up, and she's going to be on it with us this fall up in
Well, very
Cincinnati.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is
Oh
a
gosh, yeah.
very lovely lady.
I ever knew that would song title one word.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That's right. Yeah. She's
Yeah,
good.
Jerry,
Snap
we
shot.
want everybody to hear this. This is too good of stuff. Nobody,
Yeah.
for them
You
not
know,
to
my
hear you in the
favorite song
microphone.
that she did was Jason.
Did she have a song called Jason?
That was Jason by Jason.
Yeah,
All
we
right,
want
let me take
everybody
the
to hear this
capo
stuff.
off.
Jerry was saying that she was famous for one-word songs.
Well, yeah,
There's
yeah.
Yeah.
a little lady from Winchester, Kentucky that's
Mhm.
a good friend of mine. We did a songwriters down in Oliver Smokehouse
Oh yeah, yeah.
here a
You
while
know,
back.
that's my people,
and,
right?
And
Oliver.
Judy Bailey, and she's a tremendous songwriter.
Yeah.
You and her ought to hook up. I mean,
I'm
Yeah,
friends with
thank
Miss
you.
that's
Judy.
Love
Yeah.
to.
some of the stuff
Okay.
you write between you both, it'd be amazing.
That would
Very
be
The,
cool.
nice.
I'd have to
Yeah.
call that the Kentucky connection, even though she lives in Louisiana.
That's,
Oh, gosh.
That's all right. We're all people.
You are amazing, and
You're kind.
but you have Jerry's talking about connections. We got a couple of connections we talked about outside here, and it's always cool in a way to hear about it outside because I got a million questions I want to ask, and so I better get to them because sometimes we run out of time. Oftentimes we don't get to ask everything. First of all, the Leroy Parnell, one of my favorites. What kind of fool do you think I am? Love Without Mercy. Gosh, I could go on and on and on. I love that guy. He's on your CD, and therefore you with Mr. Adam here who plays with Leroy. Now, y'all can pass the mic back if you would. Or Andy, one of us could give it. But how did you two meet? And was Leroy before that or after that?
Kind of in the middle.
In the middle?
Yeah. So Lisa and I, along with another artist that's great, Bonnie Bishop, who's a Texas artist, we do a thing in Nashville called the Rock and Roll Revival. Would just picture like, rock and roll
Oh,
gospel.
yeah.
So you got Aretha Franklin and Joe Cocker, full horn line, B3, and
Oh, my gosh.
we get talent like Lisa Oliver Gray and Bonnie Bishop and Etta Britt, and these kind of people. Nicole Boggs is up there. Tommy. Yeah, Keyshawn Armstrong.
Several of these names. Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, and
I've
then
heard.
so then the band is you've got the horn player is from Prince, so it's like that's kind of what you
Is
get in
that
this
all?
town. Yeah. So
The
we
horn player for-
started it.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
we started it.
Where do
Bonnie-
y'all do this at?
We do it.
City winery we did, but we're gonna do a more intimate venue.
So you use the word intimate too. Okay, she says at the city winery, but we're going to do an intimate. See,
We're gonna
intimate's a
move it
good
over,
word.
Hopefully to the family wash. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the family wash.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, here. Yeah, this would be a wonderful. Yeah.
So when Bonnie started that, that's when I first met Lisa, and then it all came together because it was that musical community. Yep. So yeah, that was the first time that we did the rock and roll revival. I met Lisa, and we've been friends ever since.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then Leroy actually, we got to sing a great singer named Gene Peterson, and who has been singing with Leroy for a long time, and Etta and Joan Elmosser, a lot of, and I was lucky enough to get on that stage a few times, and he had some shows at the Hard Rock Cafe, and that was a big time. We got to sing Heartache
Gosh.
Tonight with J.D. Souther.
Oh.
We got to sing Swingin' with John Anderson.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I mean, it was just, there was some really, I was like I was over there going, what's a little Kentucky girl up here doing?
Yeah.
How did I get here?
Wow.
But really thankful for it.
Well, you fit right in. Isn't she awesome, huh? Everybody,
you
yeah.
are.
Gosh, this is
You're like an amen.
well. Another thing, gosh, it was Bob's not here anymore. Was asking about Emmylou Harris.
Mhm.
What's the connection there? And you guys had played a benefit with her. Was it a benefit
Mhm.
lately or in the last few
Well,
years?
it was in the last couple of years. There's a pet store in Nashville called Crossroads Pets, and they work with Monroe Harding, where they employ as interns foster kids that have aged out of foster care. They turn 18, they get sort of tossed out sometimes. Well, they have now, it has grown, Crossroads Pets, and Emmy Lou was on the board and in the beginning of that, because, she has her own pet rescue, Bonaparte's Retreat. And we had the beginning meetings in her house, which is lovely. She's so kind, and there are dogs everywhere, which I have 4 dogs. So obviously I've just had already loved her, but fell in love with her even more that her house had animals in it. It was just, and she has a property with the animals there. So they started Crossroads Pets, and they did some benefits. And actually, you can look online. There's a show on PBS called Shelter Me, and they did a documentary about Crossroads, and I'm actually on it. And the next song that we're getting ready to do, I did that day. Well, she was just walking through the crowd singing along. I think I was doing the Rita Coolidge version of the way you do the things
Oh,
you
yeah.
do. And she was filling in the words, and I was like, I just like, oh, come on up here and sing him. And there she was. It was
And she
beautiful.
said yes, and she got up
She
there.
did. She got up.
You're on stage with Emmy Lou Harris.
She met my mother that day, came out and because she just lost her mother, and my mom wanted to hug on her. And I mean, if you're somebody like her, she's giving her time. So yes, she's an idol, and those kinds of things are amazing when they happen.
Yes.
And that's funny because this song is.
Yeah, this is a perfect,
This-
Andy.
this-
That's a perfect segue.
This
isn't it?
song
to
was
the next
written.
Song, yeah.
It was written. Will Kimbrough and I wrote it. I was sitting around in my backyard singing this, and he is an amazing artist. And actually, I just talked to him last week, and he's going to do her next tour with her this summer.
Oh, wow.
He's going back on, but he's he works with a great gal named Bridget DeMeyer. They just did a beautiful record too, and yeah, it's wonderful. And just like you said. Something about it is if you're doing it right, you get to humble yourself.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go, Andy.
You get to humble yourself and be in the room with great people like that. So.
And if it keeps happening over and over again, you know you're doing something right and you're fitting right in on it. Andy did touch on that, but with
Thank
the
you.
big heart you have before we get into this song there.
Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what. Play the song, and then I'm going to ask a
Okay.
question based on what Andy had asked earlier. So, because you segued the heck out of this, and I cannot ruin that.
No, I just did. That's the great Adam Floyd. God made me from Adam's rib. God made me from Adam's rib. He put Adam in a long, deep sleep, and the woman's world began. Lord made man from the dust of the ground, breathed life into him, planted the Garden of Eden, and the story of free will begins. It wasn't good for Adam to be alone. Now the Lord made a mate for him. He put him in a long, deep, peaceful sleep and took out one of his ribs. God made me from Adam's rib. God made me from Adam's rib. It put Adam in a long, deep sleep, and the woman's world began. Well, the rib became a woman. Genesis says she loved her garden home. She flirted with temptation, and her man took goodbye, 'cause the serpent said so. God made me from Adam's rib. God made me from Adam's rib. He put Adam in a long, deep sleep, and the woman's world began. sweet of all the others except for the tree of life. You can't take one single bite, surely you will die. But the tree was full of shiny, forbidden fruit. The serpent said it looked so good. But once Adam tried to get a little taste of the truth, Eve ruled the neighborhood. God made me from Adam's rib. God made me from Adam's rib. He put Adam in a long, deep sleep, and the woman's world began. God made me from Adam's rib. God made me from Adam's rib. He put Adam in a long, deep sleep, and the woman's world began. Yes, the woman's world began. Oh, the woman's world began.
Flawless. Oh, I love it. Lisa Oliver Gray.
Thank you.
Nashville
That was
by
fun.
Adam Flora. That is
Sounded
awesome.
great, Adam.
Oh my gosh, you both did sounded great. That's
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
David Graham back there saying great, great, great. T. Ramirez is in the house. What do you think of that one, Mr. T?
That was just powerful, sis. What a blessing you are, to talk about something spiritual like that.
Thank
And
you.
it has great purpose and great healing. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, thank
You know,
you.
well, T and Andy, you both are great at leading into the next question. I was going to ask you, your heart for your charities and what you do with you and your husband and what you and Emmylou and all the other
A lot of
things
people
that you work
involved in
with.
Cheryl's list.
I hear that hope in your lyrics. Your lyrics are, about fighting the evil, about the hope and what we can do to make this world a better place. I've heard that theme in a few of your songs. It's very cool.
Thank
I
you.
love that. Love that.
Thank you so much.
Very, very cool.
It's a blessing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
A-
Well, thank
Andy
you,
Parton.
sir. Thank you.
Well,
Yes,
you do
right.
too as well.
Let's
on.
get on something to talk about.
About.
There you go.
I mean, his guitar picking is amazing.
He's-
That's
and the,
good.
And
He
the
is a
guitar,
major
Great.
picker.
yes, and the guitar, I say, the sound is amazing. Yeah.
Man.
Leroy Parnell picked that one out for
Yeah.
him, by the way.
Well, I know we're hopping around here,
Yeah.
but when Lisa Oliver's a teenager, and you're discovering your own musical legs, was the family that that all of y'all worked in the gospel music so much? Were they supportive of Americana Lisa, rock and roll Lisa, secular Lisa? That's right.
That's right. Yes, good thinking.
Great,
Well,
great word, T.
I think they are the kind of parents that just lived a godly life. They'll be having their 67th anniversary in July.
67. Oh, love it.
You gotta.
Hey.
And my dad still goes to the nursing homes every week and plays his gig, and my mom even calls it that, and plays
Wow.
music for the old people, does devotions, and plays "You Are My Sunshine," and then
Heart
plays
runs in the
hymns,
family.
and yeah, and then I went through all my phases. I went through and I still love rock and roll, and I'll sing a heart song for you all day long, and a Led Zeppelin song.
There you go. That's a great
I'll do
combination.
it, and I love it. But I think when you first start writing, you're like, what is your sound? And like you mentioned, and I think I told you, you said your record has all kinds of music. I wrote
Everything.
a bluegrass song with the great Michael Webb. He's a producer, and he just finished playing on Chris Stapleton's second record, and Sturgill Simpson, and he also hooked me up with, I think it was two Wednesdays ago, I sang on the great Rusty Young's solo record, his first
Oh,
solo.
wow.
And I mean, he's been in Poco, wrote Crazy Love.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting down around a mic in the room with him because of the dear Michael Webb, who is
Wow.
one of the best musicians and keyboard piano player. He played mandolin on my record, helped us produce and arrange. He's fine. He brings magic to everything. So.
Every track on that record is strong. It's
Thank
powerful
you
from
so much.
beginning to end. And you said
Thank
something,
you.
and I wish I could remember it outside, to the effect of, if you never did another one, you wanted to do it right. What
That's
was,
what,
was,
I was
what
going to
was the
say.
quote?
Exactly. I thought, well, if I'm, singing on other people's records and that if I make my record, and my birthday is 11/11. So my record came out 11/11/11. Had to do a big thing. It was a big show in Nashville. Great band, Tommy, Michael Webb, Audley Freed on guitar, and and great backup singers, and just it was a special night. And this record keeps working on for me, so
Yes.
that tells me that maybe there's something that touches people when they hear it. So.
Well, it better not be the last one, because this
No,
one is fantastic.
no.
And if these are all new songs you're playing tonight,
A few of them
think
are,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
do,
We've got, yeah.
already do another one. So
That's
it's,
fun.
what do we say? We hear another song. Y'all ready?
What do we got? What do we
David
got?
Graham's ready. I know he is.
That's not it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, and that's funny to
Yes.
me because when Irene Kelly, I wrote this song with Irene Kelly, who, if you know anything about her, has Loretta Lynn and Alan Jackson cuts and all kinds of stuff. She is a bluegrass queen. You can look her up. Her latest record was way up on the charts for weeks. She's a sweet gal. She took all my thoughts that day. I wanted to write a song for my husband Michael, and we're going to have our 30th anniversary this year. I know I don't
deserves
look
a
that old,
30th. Wow.
but yeah, we were married young, and
You got
and
married
it's
when
a-
you were about 7, right?
now he said it,
Yeah.
Michael. If you're listening,
There
he
you
said
go.
it.
There
I
you go.
usually say we're
There
from
you-
Kentucky, but he doesn't like that. He doesn't think that's funny. He's a very classic guy. But anyway, I love Patsy Cline. Who doesn't? If you're a singer, and but this is not a Patsy Cline song. But anyway, I wanted to write sort of what I would think maybe she might get in line with somehow. That's all I can say. I can never say sing or anything, but JJ knows what I'm talking about. Kind of get in line with like if she was around, she might nod. Like she might nod. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. Anyway, here's one about Michael. You may be down the hall. You may be upstairs. You might have your nose buried in a book, but you'll always be the answer to my prayers. You may be out in the world doing a job so perfectly. Of all the things you have a talent for, you're the best at loving me. This is my pretty song for you. It may be simple, every word rings true. Here in our home, while I'm all alone, I'm writing my pretty song for you. We've still got chapters to write in the story of our own wedded bliss. Temptation doesn't stand a chance in this great romance. What could compare to this is my pretty song for you. It may
Oliver Gray, Nashville night. Okay, really quickly, Andy, we got everybody here, but Miss Judy checked in. Judy Reed Sarton out in Tahlequah, Oklahoma says, "Hello, everyone from Oklahoma."
Hey,
So,
Judy.
Yes, glad you're listening, and thanks everybody for listening. I was going to try to find it, and I didn't. Miss Jackie Phillips is listening from out there, and Bill Walensky, Andy, who called in. Bill called us the night of the Gatlinburg fires, or the
Oh.
night after. He had just been. That was Bill, right? He had just been relocated,
Yeah.
right? Go ahead, Andy. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we actually witnessed the beginning of it.
Oh, my.
That's right. You were up there.
I was up there.
I was going to say you must.
And me and him was at the highest point there above Ober Gatlinburg, and when the fire actually, we saw the cloud.
Oh, my.
And at first we thought maybe it's a low-lying cloud, but sure it wasn't. It was the beginning of it, and he was one of the last ones to actually come off the mountain. They got trapped, and they could not leave. And so they had to watch the mountains burn below them.
Oh.
And there was probably about 7 to 8 of them, a couple of families.
Scary moments.
And the park ranger at first thought they were, looters that went up there to try to steal what they could. And he said, no. He said, there's several families coming from behind me. We were trapped up there.
Oh, my.
So Bill's he's
And,
out there.
No.
But
Hey,
it's
Bill.
it's amazing he made it
Wow.
through by, like I say, by the grace of God.
Yeah. That's
Amen.
right.
He was protected up there with those
Mhm.
families. And he told me, he said, that's the first time in his life he really felt like, they were very close, And,
Sure.
And Andy got him to
but-
call in that night. He called in as soon as
Wow.
he got evacuated, within the hour, right?
yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
And what a show that was. We ended up having a tornado warning. And
Oh,
had
my.
and in the middle of this show, we had to stop, and then we had to go seek cover because it was coming right toward the Last Chance Saloon. Then we came out, and it just barely missed, didn't it, Mark? Within just not even a mile or two. Yeah. Oh
Wow.
gosh, it was just about a mile before it got there. It was a night. That was a. Oh wow,
Yeah.
another. Yeah, I did. Since his house was right there. Oh man, it
Wow.
did. Say that was that same night. It turned the car around and man. Wow,
Wow.
a close call. Well, wow. Well, you would have been proud of Andy, Brian, and me, and we put WFMCJams.com and Heat FM Radio to community use. We were all reading weather reports over the air, and even Brian had the access to the TV there, so he was letting us know. It was quite a night show to never forget, just like this one's becoming.
That's great.
I love this one.
Well, Andy and I were talking outside. That area is real special to me. So.
Yes, I remember. you mentioned to me that you have some family too there that are from Townsend. They're
Cades
in
Cove.
Cades Cove.
Mhm.
I believe.
I'm a descendant of John Oliver, one of the Oliver cabins there. John and Elijah. That's my dad's 5th great uncle. So we were
Wow.
talking about sturdy people that come from that area.
I like to ask a question, if you don't mind a minute.
Anytime.
Because I love different songwriters and the way they accomplish. Because you got some songwriters they have writer's block, whatever the case might be.
Oh,
And then
yes.
you got some that can sit down and just pop out. But
Like
there's-
you.
But thank you.
Yes,
appreciate it.
I got to get in that
But-
catalog.
But I just wanted
Looking
to
forward
ask
to it.
you if everybody you've done wrote with, that you've had the honor of writing with. I like to ask all songwriters: have you got someone that you've never written with that you would like to look forward to writing?
Oh, great question. My gosh.
Man, that is well. Randy's one of them.
Me? Oh,
Sure.
With who you
Wanna-
been with? Oh,
I
man.
did. I want to
The
write
pla-
with
well,
Randy.
thank you. Well,
But
likewise.
let's
Let's do it. Well, that's the show for tonight. Everybody, no, okay. No, we'll
I
keep on.
think
Oh,
I think
love
I'm,
that.
I'm
Thank you.
gonna say I love Ashley Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to write a song with her. I would be
Yes,
nervous
yes.
as
Well,
whatever.
I love asking that because I've
Mhm.
wrote with a lot of people from Florida, and then I
Sure.
got connected with all these guys up here, and they just some tremendous talent. And started once I got up here, it started working like little David Wilkins, T. Graham Brown,
Wow.
Diane McCall,
Right.
and they just keep getting better. Randy, Andy, and Jason, my myself, and it just keeps getting better.
Oh yeah.
But even I still have one guy that I'd really love to write with besides Nancy Griffith.
And you've written
Most
with Ronnie
Oh,
Van
fun.
Zant.
wow,
So.
yeah.
But
I mean, he's written
Well,
with
you
Ronnie
know,
Van Zant, and he's got one guy he wants to write with.
Cheryl,
Yeah,
Cheryl
got-
Crow's up there. If you
Yeah,
know,
oh
I should
my
put
gosh,
that out
yes.
that new
in
universe.
my
You know.
case, it's Larry Cordell. I love the
Oh,
Cordell.
man,
you know?
yeah.
okay,
And
yeah.
Judy Bailey and me've written together, so she's
Wow.
supposed to get, and that's one of her best friends. And we know he's going through some health issues right now.
Mm.
But it's just something about Cord's writing, and he's a Kentucky boy.
Oh, sure.
And it's like, man, everything he writes, Highway 40 Blues,
Yeah.
Murder on Music Row. and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
Against the
Yeah.
Grain, Garth Brooks. I love
Yeah,
that one. Yeah,
yeah.
And
man.
so that's why I like to ask that question of every
Well,
songwriter.
I think we should just all three
We should
sit
do
in a
that.
room and let's.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Everybody have
yeah.
a good night. We'll see about it.
Well, it's
That's awesome.
yeah. Let's do it. Did everybody hear that? JJ said he's okay.
That's right.
Okay.
It's on
Okay.
record now.
Okay. It is.
Well,
Come on in. Come on in.
Thank you.
No, you too. Absolutely.
Actually, I think I can speak for Jason
Yeah.
and Randall myself. We'd be honored.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Everybody hear that
I
on
love
radio
that,
land.
I mean, that we may come up and maybe something you sing about friends in low places, something written along that line.
That's all right.
With
All
all
right.
of us.
No, okay. These guys, and this leads into another question. The people you usually write with, do you usually have one you go to with a certain type of song, like you go to Tommy for a ballad or a waltz or
That's a
something
good
like that, or do you have, like, if you have an idea, like when you had the chorus that you had a while ago that on the song you were singing, do you say, well, I know who would be perfect to write this with?
Hmm. I think I do. Yeah, I think you're right. Like with Tommy, we can do songs that have lots of verses, like "We Gotta Help," and that's great because
He's great on
a
the
really,
story songs.
Oh,
right?
he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy. And Will, he's the Adam's rib, guy. And we've got one we're closing out with. We love gospel music. Whenever I had the opportunity to go on some road trips with him, we would play these like old, just taped shows of gospel music where the DJs would be like, well, that was Reverend Joe John Smith, and on the background vocals was Sister Hazel, and then the bass player that day was, I mean, this guy knew, it was a Chicago-based radio show, and he would find this on the internet for us to listen to. And by the time we got to the gig, we'd be like, wow! Everything again, everything. Thank you, Jesus. I mean, we would take his songs, his beautiful America, and by the end of it, we're going, yeah, and we'd be trading barbs, like we'd,
Awesome.
yeah, what do you think? What do you think about that? And it was inspiration, and I
Yeah.
think we're still destined to keep writing those kind of songs, but we have one coming up at the end.
Well, you have been in front of you. Both of you have been in front of some just people that I think when we were talking out front that y'all looked out into the crowd. It's like, whoa, I'm playing for so and so. I look on your Facebook. I see pictures of you. I think with Dina Carter, right, Dina? And
That's a
then-
good story if you want to hear that one.
Yeah, that one, and then follow it up because it gets even better. It stays great with Trisha Yearwood. Go ahead with Dina.
Well, I worked in my first Nashville job was given to me by, or helped me, a lady named Sharon Eves who ran a lot of fan clubs. She passed away, but she was my good friend, introduced me to my husband, and just was instrumental in my life. I was singing in the car with her one day, and she said, hey, you can sing. Do you want to meet my friend Jonelle Mosser, who we all know is one of the
Oh, my gosh.
finest
Love
singers
her
ever?
voice.
And Jonelle was actually the first person who worked with me and let me sing with her band at that time. But I was working in a mastering studio on Music Row for the great Denny Purcell, who ran sound for Neil Young for years and years and years. And I couldn't tell anybody I was a singer. I told her, I promised I'd keep it in because they're afraid of Gurman. Garth Brooks was there before he was Garth Brooks, getting some things done for his mother. She was a singer, blah, blah, blah. Everybody came. Garth Fundus, all the big guys were in there, and I'd just be up at my little desk going, oh, my gosh. I was in my, oh, my gosh, as usual. So downstairs, there was a guy working, and he had this girl with him one day, and it was Dina Carter. That was his girlfriend at the time. And we just clicked instantly. And she said, oh, my dad's, who her dad was.
Fred.
And, yeah, Fred.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest guitar players, played like you just look, everybody Google. If you're dumb, Google it. Anyway, I don't mean dumb, but I mean just like he is the upper echelon of great songs we all love. But anyway, Dina was down there, and she said, "Oh man, I need a job." I said, "Well, I just started working over at Zany's at night, so I needed more money. And I got her on at Zany's, and then we remained friends. And I remember like 3 weeks before her record came out, she goes, "Yeah, I got this little record coming out, and Strawberry Wine or whatever." And then I just sort of lost track of her, and
The
I would
song
see
did
her.
okay, didn't it?
Yeah, did
Yeah.
good, my Tracy Bird. But and then I would lose track of her, and then finally, it was this year I went with Bonnie Bishop to the 30A Songwriters Fest, and a lot of people. Sarah Potenza from The Voice, I sang with her. She's amazing, and I met up with. I saw Dina just across the room at some party. She was like, "Oh, girl, I love Cheryl's List," and we just hugged, and then it was funny because that show she had that weekend, she said, "Is my friend Lisa Gray in the audience?" And of course, I was like, "That's me," which is that was 1 minute, and she began to tell a story about how we wore shirts that were made out of men's tidy whitey briefs
Wow.
at Zany's. She remembered all that and just told that story like it was nothing. It's funny how people come back around in your life. So she's somebody I'd like to write a song.
Oh my gosh! So
Maybe.
y'all wore shirts.
And she's
from when?
very interested in gospel music too. So maybe we'll
A
get
true original.
that would
I
be a
love that.
dreamy too. So
Well, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
You and her wore shirts made out of men's tidy
yeah,
whitey
like
briefs.
think about it.
We
The
can't let
leg-
that go. We
Okay,
hear
all
that,
right.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it for a minute. They were like the legs were the arms, and then they were just like, and we had to wear suspenders, and that was the Zanies crew. But we worked when Sam Kinison was there, and every
I can't, yeah. I
every
can't do it. Mark can do it. Mark, yeah.
everybody before they got big, that's when we worked at Zanies, and I was one of the first 2 female bartenders they ever had. They would only let men run their bars.
Oh, Andy
So-
Parton. That's all right.
Andy Parton.
I thought you
I'm
would
just-
say something.
I'm just saying that's awesome.
That is awesome.
Well, you
He
know what's
speaks as I
awesome is,
am. That's why I was
You know,
referring to Andy.
that's
I
it.
couldn't think of anything to
I
say.
don't. My
Tidy whities.
my MO, this is a bit on the uncomfortable side for me because my MO is work hard, stay humble. So when I'm talking about this, I know there are things that people want to hear, but I just still am sitting here telling you I can't believe the situations I've been in, and I know that's because of a divine intervention.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes. Oh gosh, I love that.
So-
Yes. God can take us to some amazing places. Trisha Yearwood with the story behind that one. I already know this because y'all
Well,
talked about it out there.
That was a benefit for Crossroads that Emmy, had gotten the talent for that night. It was Sam Bush, Buddy Miller, the great Regina McCrary was singing with Buddy, and Adam and I. And one of the interns is a young man named Cortez Outlaw. He's a rapper. He's a Christian rapper. He's a positive rapper, and he got up and did a rap in between "You Can't Make Me." So anyway, of all things, and all of a sudden we were like, I think Garth Brooks is watching us right now, and then Trisha Yearwood, and she was like, "Oh, girl, you're great," and I'm like, "Anybody hear that?"
That's right.
But that was, it was. That's how that happened because Emmy's mother was really close to leaving the world, and she couldn't make it the night, and those are the substitutes she got for herself.
Well, Trisha's right too. You're great.
Oh, thank
Yes,
you.
yes, you are fantastic.
Ugh. Appreciate it.
It's a great honor to any artist when they sit there and compare them to someone. Okay, I've heard people say, "Well, you sound like Waylon," or to go up
Yeah.
and sing, and that's a big honor to those
It is.
guys.
Oh yes, definitely.
Especially if they were influenced by that particular artist.
Exactly.
But you have something very special that really, for lack of a better term, flips my hat.
Wow.
Okay.
Mine too. So you can see how
I
much
think I'm
hair I
going to
don't
tear up.
And I learned this years ago. I was very blessed. The good Lord blessed me to run in California, run into a lady named Kate Wolf, one of the great songwriters. She was a folk singer, but one of
Yeah.
the great songwriters of our era ever.
Mhm, mhm.
And from that day on, I started listening to vocalists and an artist. And you are so unique that I love your sound for the simple reason you really don't sound like nobody but you.
That's it.
and that's what really sells. So don't ever give it up. You better
Hey.
put more albums out,
Thank you.
or I'm
That's
gonna
it.
send the
Thank you
posse
so
out
much.
after you.
Thank
guys.
you.
JJ says it now.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. But when you hear
Wow.
this,
Hey,
they're right. Andy,
and I'm going to say something. You know, what he's saying is true. He'll come for you. I mean, this man just got with Doug Supernaw. He got him back in the studio
Wow.
and got Doug back to believing in the singing again and getting on stage.
Yeah.
And I think now we're looking at, it's been, 20 years? He just released his first album. He's going to be
Yeah,
playing
that's
CMA Fest. You know, so what he's telling you is truth.
I'm feeling
Anybody,
inspiration.
You know, I learned that. That's another thing. T. Graham Brown. We were sitting having dinner one day, and he always sat there and said, you know, you surround yourself with good Christian people. You surround yourself with positive people, and you always encourage everyone you run into.
Yeah.
Everyone. They could be the worst songwriter in the world, but you'll never hear me tell them they're the worst songwriter because
Right.
they'll never develop more.
That's right.
That's
right.
it.
And
Stay in the
Doug,
game.
he had a lot of demons in 20 years he fought over the years. And I always said, I believed in you for 20 years. I believed in you in the 90s. When you was doing Reno, and I don't call him daddy, I said, you still can do that.
Mm-hmm.
All some people need is just someone. It don't take a million people. It just takes one person to believe in
To
it.
believe in them.
And you don't have to say. You can be the light and be
And
the
that's
love
what
around
I
them
love
too.
About you.
Yeah.
You got
Well,
that
thank
same
you.
attitude. You
Thank
know, when
you.
you get out there, and Randy, you do it too, brother.
Oh, thank you.
You know, when you get out there and you, it takes one person, because one person's all it means, and then the mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
When one, and you'll find two. And then
Oh,
two,
yes.
and find
It
three.
all starts.
I think I found my people, Adam.
There you go.
Yes,
Yes.
you found us because it's a high honor
In
to be here with all these guys.
gosh, it's really
Manchester, Tennessee.
Hey,
My
this is a
favorite-
great place. I love it.
My favorite thing to do is, and I haven't done it to Randy yet, but I will get around to
What, wedgies?
it. No,
Okay.
no, that went out a long time ago. brother.
Okay, yeah.
My favorite thing to do is I go to bed and I only sleep 3 or 4 hours a night. Been doing that way ever since I was in the Army 45 years ago or whatever. My favorite thing is if I love you as a deep, personal, dear friend, I will call you at 5 or 6 in the morning every morning because Randy
Oh, okay.
and Jason can attest to that.
Well, yeah.
And
Well,
that's
I'm up
friends,
sometime
and
at
they
that
sit
time.
there and say, "Bro."
Well, if you call me sober at that time in
That's-
the morning, you
here's
can do that
Jason.
now. Yeah. I love it.
Now, I want to go back to something that Jerry just said a minute ago. He said he would never tell somebody they're a bad writer. Now I know how you really feel about me.
No, you made it all. T.
Funny.
Ramirez, you want to chime in on here?
Actually, Lisa, I want to give you back a blessing. I'm a veteran, and you know, many of our veterans, we're not being accountable for them. But this is what I want to share back. I want to give you back the love that you give. We as veterans, we need to see our family members show love and caring for us because there's a lot of them that are broken and shattered. So because you do, sis, just know this. Thanks for the healing. I mean, sincerely, deeply, the healing is real. I'm telling you because I'm a veteran. And
Thank you.
so I just want you to know that the action that you're taking is the hope. It is the light. It is the blessing. Continue to share it, sis, and then Dad will give you everything, full blown.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
stop.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yes, that was.
This is
thank
awesome. Yeah.
We our biggest I think one of our biggest agencies is Operation Stand Down that we help through Cheryl's List. And like I said, we helped one veteran in an apartment, and the next week we helped another, and they became friends. And they were watching a movie together
And it
just because there was some hope shared and a new bed. Everybody gets a brand new bed.
and knowing that somebody cares and
Yes.
that person showing that they care
Yes.
is everything.
Thank you for
Everything.
that.
Love is a
Thank
verb.
you.
Love is
Love
a
is a verb. I love it. Yeah.
Right.
And to
I love that.
demonstrate God, you have to operate in action,
Yes.
so people can see it. And
Be the hands and feet.
What you're doing is an example of
Well,
of love.
I'm just hanging around with people who are doing it, my husband and other folks, but I'm lucky enough to be a part of it.
Myself, I'm a Vietnam era veteran myself
Wow.
from the Army. So I will say this, and I'll say it over the radio in front of all the guys. Anytime I can help you or you, Adam, with anything, call me.
We'll take you
'Cause
up on
I'll
it.
be there for my fellow brothers and sisters.
That's right.
I love it. Yes, what
There
a
are lots
show.
of digits going to be exchanged tonight.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. Hey, we're gonna go over just a little bit because we got to
Okay.
start about 15 minutes or so. So we've got
Okay.
about 10, 15 or so. If that's okay, with you guys.
We got a couple more songs.
Yes.
so
How about we get into another song here?
this is a song about growing up in Kentucky. Underneath the stars, there's nothing better than laying in the grass, hanging with my friends. Street lights coming on. We don't want to, but Mama's hollering, come on in, come on in, come on in. Ooh. Waiting on the ice cream man with Susie and Diane. Life was simple then, camping out in my daddy's van, walking to the drugstore on a Saturday afternoon. We're waiting on the magazine man. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Ooh. Cartwheels in the front yard, jumping on the trampoline, lighting sparklers, catching fireflies. We were happy then, way back when, way back when, way back when. Ooh. Flying high on the front porch swing, love will keep us together, we sing. AM radio winner, caller number 3. Okay, girls, it's time for dinner. Come on in. Come on in. Underneath the stars, there's nothing better than a warm summer night, hanging with my friends. The sun is setting low, but it's time to go. Come on in.
Love it, love it, love it. Lisa Oliver Gray, National Night. Oh
Thank
gosh,
you,
I love
thank
it.
you,
So
thank you,
hypnotic, and the great thing about songwriting, you painting the picture and everything, and I
Hope
could
we
see
were.
every bit
Hope
of
we
it.
were painting.
Caller number 3, I love that. The AM radio, you're sitting camping out in the van. You just a 3-minute story there. I love that, love that, love that. I got some more check-ins here.
Thank you.
That one I missed a while ago. Oh, come on, here we go. Andrea Brady, Andrea Payne Brady says, well, awesome, Lisa's amazing. Maybe I didn't mention her. I don't know. I didn't click like on it. But Malcolm McCarty out in Texas, yeah, she's out there listening tonight. Quite a bit more, too, and I got to get to them. everywhere, David Graham. We're everywhere.
David, welcome.
Judy, of course, she said that from Oklahoma, but my cousin Cass was listening. I think she's over in Columbia. I've
Hey,
lost,
cuz.
Yes, hey, cuz. I've lost everybody. I'm sorry. That's how good I am at keeping up with this stuff. But they were checking in. Maybe they checked in on the video. Jackie Phillips and Billy Bean. I think Billy must be in Alabama. We got a lot of people listening, so thank you so much. Hopefully our phone line will be back up here soon. I think it will be. I think it's going to be because, well, darn it, I was going to announce something, but I don't know if I can yet. So I better not. And Jamie Fincham, I know this gal pretty well. She says, great show. Just now came through. Exclusive to the, and she added a smiley face, And she wasn't being sarcastic because wives can use this thing called sarcasm. And I have to, think sometime if that's what, to see if it's sincere or not. But I think it is. Lisa, before we go into the last song, where can you be found on the internet? But your charities that you work with and do.
Cheryl'sList.org. That's with a C, no apostrophe. Cheryl'sList.org. I have a music page, but I like friends on my Facebook page because then you can see, like when I'm with my mom or my parents are, like I said, both still kicking nicely.
How many years again?
67 in July.
Oh my
July
gosh.
15th.
Yeah, that is awesome.
And
Yes.
yeah, we had good role models, and it's like they said, you raise your kids up and then you let them go, and that's what they did. And I remember I was on the banks of the Rough River. I was 10 years old. Never forget it. My mom said, "Well, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "A singer like Linda Ronstadt." And she said, "No, no. How about a nurse?" And I was like, "Ew, no way." But nurses are superheroes. Let me just put that in there.
Oh, they are. Definitely.
But yeah, I want to be a singer like Linda Ronstadt.
Definitely.
But I'm lucky enough to be a partner with a great lady named Susie Rasmus who commented.
Yeah.
She started a great business in Nashville over 20 years ago, coffee business at Vanderbilt.
Oh, wow.
She brought me in as a partner, moved back home to Kentucky. We met in our freshman year at Western. And I am a part owner of 6 locations of Susie's Espresso at Vanderbilt.
I love that. Very cool.
Good job, boss.
You probably
Yes, 'cause
have.
I'm a
Yes, you
coffeeholic,
probably-
yeah.
Yeah, and she's a generous and wonderful friend who believed in me. And 16 years ago, she let it go.
I have just come up with an idea that I think will be great.
Oh, here we go.
You need to have what's called the coffee round.
The
And bring
coffee round.
Bring these artists
Like a
from
coffee ground, yeah.
County, Jerry J. and some of those that have been here, Cumberland County, but those like Randy Fincham, have a little songwriters round there.
Why, that would be fun.
the
I think
coffee
Susie would be
round.
nodding right now
Oh,
if
my
she's
gosh.
listening. I think
Yeah.
she is. So.
Not Coffee County.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a fantastic show this has been. I would recommend people go check out Lisa Oliver Gray's fan book, Facebook. No,
Yep.
Facebook. I'm getting them all wrong,
You can
David.
be my friend.
Reverb
and
Nation. Well, and then
ReverbNation.com / Lisa Oliver Gray.
Yeah.
And then, I don't have a fancy
The album's
website.
great.
Thank
Where
you
can they
so
order
much.
the album at?
You can get it on CD Baby, iTunes. You can listen to it for free, and I'm gonna give everybody one. So
It's top notch. Top notch. Everybody out
Thank
there, I
you so
can
much.
guarantee you're going to love it. Jerry J.
Just tremendous. And Adam, man,
Adam Fleur.
I'm a songwriter, okay? I don't claim to be a musician. I told you that out there. But I very much appreciate your musicianship.
Yeah,
Me
Adam.
too.
Let's give Adam a hand. We
And-
ain't had too much.
and-
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
let me just add that Adam is the kind of person you want to be around. 'Cause not only is he an incredible musician, but he is a positive and wonderful. He has a beautiful wife. She works at Crossroads Pets that I just told you about. But
You
Amy
guys
Lou
want to plug
started.
where that can be found? Did you already plug that?
Crossroads Campus. Yes. Yeah. But look up Crossroads Pets and look up that Shelter Me show. That's a good show.
Oh yeah, Crossroads
on
Pets,
PBS.
Shelter Me on PBS.
Documentary,
Oh
uh-huh.
yes, I'm definitely.
I
gonna
got
look
to
at it.
share my popcorn with Emmy Lou that night.
Oh, my
We ate
gosh.
popcorn together.
Yes, I want to share.
I'm done.
popcorn
I don't
with
have to
Emily
do.
Lou. Yeah.
I don't have to do anything else because she and I share some popcorn.
Oh gosh. But this has been a fantastic show. I don't
Randy,
want it to
thank
be over.
You, me either. Thank you
It's
for
flown
having
by.
us.
People always say, "Gosh, well, what if we run out of things to talk about?" Never going to happen. Not with you. And no, this is awesome.
Well, we'll come back.
Please,
We
please
want
do.
you to come
We'll
back.
bring
Yeah.
Tommy Womack with us.
Oh
too.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I would love that.
Yeah, we got to tube both hours that
Okay,
night.
well, we can do it. We can arrange this. We can
I'll be
arrange
back.
this.
I'll come down and come.
Yes.
Thank you. What you gonna hit us with last?
This is a song that I wrote with Will, and it's in that gospel vein. It's short and sweet. So, but it's the way I feel. I thank you so much for reaching out. He just reached out to me on Facebook. We
Thank
talked, and here we are doing this. And thank you so much, and all of you. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank
We're
you.
honored to be here. Thank you to Adam
You are awesome.
for hanging on with me. Whew. Let's see if I can hang on to this fast thing. And I am telling you, yes, I am telling you that I'm grateful, grateful. You want to count it off? I was weary from this world of woe, heavy laden alone, traveling down burden road, bound for hell at any cost, mired in the clay of sin till Jesus pulled me into Him. And I'm grateful, grateful, oh Lord, I'm grateful, grateful for the things He's done. Satan never had a chance to do me any harm. Since I've won the fight, I've been safe here in my Savior's arms. Living in this light I found, victory, I'm glory bound. And I'm grateful, grateful, oh Lord, I'm grateful, grateful for the things He's done. I've got peace, peace, peace like a river, joy, joy, joy to the world. Thank you, Lord, for your precious love. I'm grateful, grateful, oh Lord, I'm grateful, grateful for the things He's done. And I am telling you, yes, I am telling you that I'm grateful, grateful, grateful for the things He's done.
Oliver Gray, Nashville night. Another,
Thank you.
That is awesome, awesome,
Thank
awesome.
you, thank you.
Any gigs you want to plug?
Yes,
Upcoming gigs?
yes.
Either of you?
Next Thursday night, May 25th, 3rd and Lindsley, we are opening it up for the great band Kentucky Thunder with Jonelle, Etta, Sheila, and Vicky.
I saw that. They're
That's all
Kentucky
we have to
sisters
say,
too.
yeah.
I think, yeah.
And then and Tommy Womack's going to be playing with us that night. It's going to be us three doing this. And then June 24th, I'm going to be up in Indianapolis experiencing my first time in front of an orchestra.
Wow.
70-piece with
Yes.
orchestra. I'm in a show called Feelin' Groovy, or I think that's called. It's 1967, Summer of Love, and I get to sing Piece of My Heart by Janice, and then Somebody to Love, Jefferson Airplane. It's a great group of people, and I'm lucky to be a part of that. And then in Bowling Green, July 29th, we'll be doing the same show. So hopefully I'll have other stuff in between there, too. So. Oh, that's right. July 5th, there's a benefit, Women Who Rock for Cheryl's List. We have Ashley Cleveland. We have the Sisterhood, which is Alyssa Bonagura and Ruby Stewart, Rod Stewart's daughter, and Cree Harrison from American Idol, and Nicole Boggs, and Etta, and I. So that's July 5th at 3rd and Lindsley. So, yeah, we got some good things coming up. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Adam.
Adam, you got anything you want to plug?
Adam plays
Can
with
you-
everybody and Leroy.
Now, when
He
are you
plays
not
with
playing?
Leroy and everybody.
There you
So,
go.
Leroy's up here.
We got a gift for Adam here. I just seen it back here.
All right,
It's for
good.
him. It's called Country and Blues Guitar for the Musically Hopeless.
It's called Country and Blues Guitar for the Music. Wow, that's
That's
what a
right.
name. Hey,
Thank you so much.
oh, thank you. A
All
couple
of
more
you.
check-ins. Wayne Black. Wayne, we love you, man. We miss you. Come on down and see us.
All right.
And Mr. Charlie Williams, we were just talking about coffee.
Oh,
Charlie
okay.
runs Coffee Shop TV. He says, great show tonight.
Oh, thank
And
you.
sorry he couldn't be there. So come on down
Yeah.
anytime, Charlie. And thanks everybody for listening. Awesome, Andy Parton.
Thank you, Andy,
J. Thomas, we love you, man. Mr. T. Ramirez. I pity the
Yes.
fool that don't like Mr. T. I love you, man.
Mr. T,
Uh,
thank you
David
for that
Graham.
blessing. David.
Yeah, awesome.
Woo, woo, woo.
Jason Adams, the Hillbilly
Jason.
Heartthrob, and Mark Irish. Thank you for letting us do this. Producer Brian, for all the great work you do. I'm pointing at him like he's gone, but he's I can do nothing but point at the sky.
Yes, the
he's up there with the
producer.
elite in
Thank
heaven.
you.
Thank you, Producer Brian, for all you do. Lisa Oliver Gray, Adam, for what a great freaking show tonight. Thank y'all
Thank
so much. Come back anytime you
We'd
want
love to.
And this has been a show for the ages. So everybody, how about you give them a hand?
Yes. Awesome.
Am I leaving anybody out that's here? Did I leave anybody out that's maybe floating
Nope,
around here
you
anywhere?
did good.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody out
everybody.
there for checking in and listening. And what a great show this has been. We will see you next week, same time, same place for the Nashville Night Show on the Nashville Songwriters Radio Network. Good night, everybody.